Have you heard of the fable, The Fox and the Grapes? Here's how it goes. A fox spots a bunch of ripe grapes hanging high above. He wants to taste them, so the fox leaps and strives, each time failing to reach the grapes. Agitated, the fox gives up and walks away. He says the grapes are sour anyway, so he doesn't want them. This convenient assumption is meant to make him feel better about his own failing. And now we're seeing this story play out in the world of technology, where China's DeepSeek is a bunch of grapes and the West is the fox. They've been complaining about these sour grapes. First, they questioned DeepSeek's abilities. Then they raised suspicions about surveillance. Some even went on about data privacy and played the ethics card. But now the fox's true intentions are out. He doesn't just want to get the grapes, he wants to squash them. The West wants DeepSeek out of the picture, and they've closed ranks to achieve it. Leading the pack is the United States. It is probing how DeepSeek got Nvidia chips in the first place. Like we've said before, DeepSeek built its AI models without top-tier hardware. No cutting-edge technology, and yet they delivered. The models were powered by less advanced Nvidia chips, the H800 chips. They were permitted for sale to China until 2023. After that, the US banned their sale. It also restricted sales of other advanced chips to China. So how did Beijing get them? Washington wants answers. It is digging deep and tracing the supply chain. One possible path is Singapore. The US now wants to know if Chinese companies secured these chips through Singaporean firms. And while this investigation is on, Trump's Commerce Secretary, the Commerce Secretary Pick, is making some big accusations. He says DeepSeek leveraged US chips, that it stole US intellectual property.
I do not believe that DeepSeek was done all above board. That's nonsense, okay? They stole things, they broke in, they've taken our IP. It's got to end, and I'm going to be rigorous in our pursuit of restrictions and enforcing those restrictions to keep us in the lead, because we must stay in the lead.
So the US wants restrictions, but someone forgot to CC the Pentagon on this memo. The Pentagon is the US Defense Ministry. Its workers were caught using DeepSeek, and they did it on their work computers, essentially connecting them to Chinese servers. And this continued for 2 whole days. When the Pentagon found out, they banned the use of DeepSeek, but the damage could already be done. Ironic, right? Maybe the real threat to US security is not Chinese AI, maybe it is the US itself. And while Washington is mulling curbs, Italy has gone a step ahead and banned it. The app is not available on app stores in Italy. They're citing privacy concerns. Italy's data watchdog is concerned about the private data of citizens. It wasn't convinced by DeepSeek's policies, hence the ban. The app can still be accessed in the country, though, using VPNs, that's virtual private networks. Now, other countries are also raising the alarm, the likes of South Korea and Ireland. They want to question the Chinese company on user data. Australia's science minister also raised privacy concerns, so the knives are out. But let's get one thing straight. This is not about privacy. This is not about protecting user data. This is about protecting Western tech supremacy. Because if they care so much about user privacy, how come American big tech is still collecting user data? How are their social media platforms still tracking people? How were Western AI models allowed to scrape every corner of the web to train their systems? Where was the scrutiny then? So this whole spiel about privacy is just an excuse. This essentially is about control. The West cannot accept the fact that China outsmarted them. First, they dismissed it. Now they want to destroy it. Will DeepSeek survive this pressure? Or will it be the next sour grape crushed by global politics? One thing's for sure, the AI battle has only begun, and this time the fox is not walking away from the bunch of grapes. It is coming for the entire vine. We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. Touted as the minimum to raise defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send This special edition of Vantage, live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir we're on our way to Tel Aviv. City measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sheryl Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote efforts. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.